So we thought Game 7s couldn't be crazy enough. We saw another result that I don't know if a lot of people saw coming, but I wanted to talk a little bit about it. But before I do, if you are new to the channel and you love hockey, like I do, like we all do, if you love, seeing stuff like what happened tonight, if you like that kind of stuff, I mean, words are very, it's hard to put into words, kind of, especially this one. But if you like if you love hockey like I do, it would be absolutely awesome if you would hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to be notified anytime a future video is uploaded, hit that little bell to turn the notifications on, and you'll be notified anytime any future video comes up. So, I just did a video that is currently uploading. It should be uploaded. It will be uploaded later this morning, because currently it is almost 4 a.m. It is almost 4 a.m. when I'm recording this, so this will be uploaded probably tomorrow afternoon. But, I mean, I thought it was crazy watching the Florida Panthers come back and stun the 65-win Boston Bruins. No, I gotta say the Seattle Kraken kind of upstaged it just a little. Only in their second season. First time in the playoffs. And they find a way. To be the first team ever to not only to win their first playoff series, but to win their first playoff series against the defending Stanley Cup champions. Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, Colorado, they had all these guys that were hurt. Landeskog was out, Helm was out, Josh Manson was out, Nichushkin was out. All these guys were injured or out for whatever reason. It would have been different if they'd have been in, maybe. But you can't, I mean, you can say that all you want, that, it would have been different. It might have been. But they weren't there. They weren't there. And, I mean, injuries, man, they happen. Injuries are just a part of, they're a part of the deal. I mean, it's gonna happen. But you got to give credit to Seattle. I mean, they played their butts off. I mean, they just insane. I mean, I swear, I think they scored first in every game. I honestly believe they scored the first goal in every single game. That's incredible. Especially against a team as good as Colorado, even with all the injuries that the Avalanche had, to still score first in every game that's something else. And you talk about a team that wanted it, and so now they move into the second round where they will run into and play the Dallas Stars. Of course, I wish the Minnesota Wild would be the opponent, but it's the Minnesota sports curse. We have no team that can really do anything. Because, once they make the playoffs, unfortunately, I'm one who does it. Like, hey, the Vikings made the playoffs. Well, they're done. Hey, the Twins made the playoffs. Now they're done because they're playing the Yankees. The The Timberwolves, of course, they if whenever they make the playoffs, they're screwed. And of course, the Wild, they're never a favorite in any series that they're in, because the opponents they end up running into, just they outmatch them. The Wild, the talent is just not there for the Wild in total. So definitely a missed opportunity for the Wild, because I think the Wild and the Kraken could have been real interesting, and Minnesota might have had a chance in that. But be that as it may, it is the Seattle Kraken to play the Dallas Stars, and what do you say? I mean, incredible, unbelievable, So, no back-to-back champions. We're not going to see a repeat champion. And it's crazy to think the two teams that played in the Stanley Cup Final last year both are out in the division semifinal. Don't you just love hockey? This is why I love hockey. It is, without a doubt, the best playoff in any of the four major sports. You take the Super Bowl, the Major League Baseball, the NBA, and the NHL. I'm sorry, the Stanley Cup playoffs are the best. They are number one. The other playoff setups, I'm sorry, they cannot come close, because you don't see stuff like this in those other sports. You don't see a team come out of nowhere like the Florida Panthers did and knock off a 65-win team. You don't see that. You don't see that in the NBA. You don't see a team like the Seattle Kraken, a second-year team. And Ron Francis, they gave so much crap to Ron Francis. He took, I don't know why you did. They criticized him for not spending to the cap. Call me crazy, but the guy's been a GM before. He knows what he's doing. And I think the proof's in the pudding. But I mean, this is something you don't see either in any of these sports. A team that literally, I mean, we saw Vegas do it in their first year. They made a run to the finals that was totally improbable. Nobody really expected. But I mean, you don't see this in any other sport. You don't see a team like Vegas or like Seattle come into the league and not just make the playoffs in either their first or second year. But what Seattle did, to me, is almost a little more impressive than what Vegas did. Because not that Vegas didn't beat some good opponents. They did beat some good opponents. They didn't beat the defending champions in the first round. Seattle did. The Seattle Kraken make the playoffs for the first time ever in their second season, and they do something that has never been done before. To not only win your first playoff series, but to have that first playoff series win be against the defending Stanley Cup champions. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And like I said, they play the Dallas Stars now, and there's one more Game 7. The Carolina Hurricanes will find out later today who they will play, whether it's going to be the New Jersey Devils or the New York Rangers. It's going to be interesting to find out exactly who wins that. And yeah, so what do you guys think? What do you think about the Kraken pulling off, being the second team in one day to pull off an upset that not a lot of people saw coming? I'd love to know what you guys think about that. I know for me, I mean, just awesome. Just awesome, incredible. And again, how do you, underdogs, man. Underdogs. Underdogs are fun. Underdogs are fun to watch. And again, with these two results from Florida and Seattle winning, of course, we're going to hear it again. This is why we have to have the 1 versus 8 format. The wild card matchups are 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7. That is the 1 versus 8 setup in the wild card matchups. It's the same thing. When you look at the standings, 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7. The only differences are the 2 versus 3 matchups in the divisions. Because when you look at the 1-8 setup, the different matchups that were there were the 2-3 matchups. Those are the ones that would have been different. Seattle still would have played Colorado, and Florida still would have played Boston. Those still were going to be the matchups, no matter what format you use, whether it's the divisional format or the 1 versus 8. But I know there's gonna be people that are gonna complain about it, because I swear some people, they just don't like upsets. They don't like the idea of underdogs. Like that one article that I did a video on. That was in the Toronto Sun, where they said, well, they should change up, the way the format is, where the home teams and the road team, instead of the 2-2-1-1-1, they should change it up to this or this. And reading that article, they don't like upsets. I guarantee the people who wrote that article cannot stand what happened tonight. Can't stand it. They can't stand the fact that the Florida Panthers knocked off a 65-win team. And they definitely can't stand a second-year team in the playoffs for the first time knocked off the defending Stanley Cup champions. Guarantee they can't stand that. But that's what makes hockey great. That's what makes the playoffs great. That's why I love the Stanley Cup playoffs. When the Stanley Cup playoffs come around, when it comes around, I'm just like, I get like a kid again, because it's so exciting. It's so exciting. It's so fun. And it's, again, out of the 4 major sports, it is the best playoffs out of all of them. None of them, to me, can even hold a candle to the Stanley Cup. You go and you compare the 4 trophies that are given in those sports. I mean, you look at the Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup's the only one you get your name put on. You don't get your name put on those other 3. The Stanley Cup, you get your name. You get your name engraved on that trophy, and it stays there. And even if it comes to a point where they have to remove a ring to move the rest up, to put a new ring on the bottom, your names don't go anywhere. That ring then goes in the Hall of Fame. Your name is on it. It's either on the cup or it ends up on a retired ring, but your name is on the Stanley Cup and it stays there. It's something else when you can look through the Stanley Cup and you can see the names of some of these guys. It's an incredible thing to see. The Stanley Cup's the only one you get your name put on. The Stanley Cup is the oldest professional sports trophy in North America. And I'm sorry, the other three are important to their sports, to their respective sports, for sure. But you compare them all, the Stanley Cup is that cut above the rest. Let me know what you guys think about what the Kraken did. And also, let me know what you guys think about what Florida did. I mean, an incredible night of hockey. 2 huge upsets. And again, that's what makes the Stanley Cup playoffs awesome. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. If you have not done so already, it would be awesome if you hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell to turn on notifications of any time a future video is uploaded. And yeah. Go Panthers, go Kraken. I will see you guys later.